United States Navy's F-A-18 Super Hornet demonstration team from Oceana, Virginia, Lieutenant Tom Dieter Bunker. With the F4U Corsair taking off, we'll tell you about that in a minute. Go ahead, Dieter.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lieutenant Thomas Bunker, call sign Dieter, and on behalf of the United States Navy, we are proud to present the F-18 Super Hornet flight demonstration.
Maine, in the, let's get this right, in the summertime. St. Augustine, Florida, in the wintertime. Been involved with the warbirds, and especially Soviet and Czechoslovakian jet warbirds for a number of years. This is the Corsair aircraft, some of which were built for World War II right here in the state of Ohio by Goodyear Company. Other manufacturers under license, in addition to Chance Bond. The designer and manufacturer of this aircraft were the Brewster Aircraft Company, all put together to be able to provide the wartime production to get these fighters into the air. Now, the Corsair, flown by Dan McCue, and he's got a style. Dan McCue's a neat guy. He's got a retired airline pilot, been involved with general aviation.
35,000 hours with Delta.
Oh yeah, not a problem at all. And still flying day in and day out. He's got a touch with the Corsair, just about any airplane he flies. It's different from everybody else. I mean, he's got it, he gets it. Now remember the P-51, folks? Remember the sound of the P-51? Remember I told you it had a radiator? Well, this one is an air-cooled engine, like many of the engines you have on your lawnmower. It is cooled by forward air going through cooling fins on the cylinders, and that's how the engine is kept cool as opposed to a radiator. This particular type of engine has a different sound. It's got a deep-throated growl as opposed to the purr of a V12 engine from Rolls-Royce or Allison.
This is a radial engine. That means that the cylinders...
Look at Dan. Yeah, look at that. Look at Dan. Turning and rolling at the same time, setting up for his modified crop duster turn, 90, 270-degree turn to maintain his line. Now, as he comes back in, one of the features you'll notice on this airplane, which, by the way, in 1940 set a speed record, 405 miles per hour. Again, the year was 1940. It did that in level flight. Prior to this time, our fighters were woefully underpowered. 1,000 horsepower, 1,200 horsepower. This one came in with 2,000 horsepower, and it was improved and improved and improved and boosted and boosted. There's what Dan McCue does best, as he does a victory roll in the Corsair. If you look back below the tail, you will see a tail hook. Remember, I told you it was used by the Navy and Marine Corps. You may see a protrusion on the belly of the aircraft that is an aux fuel tank. You may see a cylindrical protrusion on the right wing that is
actually an early radar set. Now, they're much more powerful, much smaller, much more complex, but this is one of the early uses of radar, which actually became very, very important during the Battle of Britain when the Nazis and the Luftwaffe were trying to attack. Here comes from the right. Now let's listen. Here we go. Go ahead, Dan.
Listen and look at the bend in the wings, just a little bit out from the fuselage. They have a very distinct angle change. See that? Can you see that? All right, that is the area that provided several different things. One, it allowed for the gear to be very short and stubby and strong because of the punishment the gear takes when they land hard by design and by training on the deck of an aircraft carrier. And remember, these had aircraft carrier qualifications. They had the folded wings when necessary to be able to store as many below deck as they possibly could. All right, so you had the stubby gear. Also, you were able to keep that gear stubby by bringing the wing out at an angle low and then changing the angle out to parallel the horizon. It was there that the wing would bend. That's where the hinges were, and it would bend up and come up over the top of the area of the cockpit.
Now, this radial engine has its cylinders arranged in a circle around a central propeller shaft, and to get more power, you could add a row of cylinders. So 18 cylinders on this particular engine, giving it that 2,000 horsepower and a huge 13-foot in diameter propeller.
And that's the other thing they had to do with that gear and that wing setup. this was one of the first airplanes, if not the first, of the Allied airplanes to have a four-bladed propeller. Why did you need that? Bob Black Sheep, with actor Robert Conrad playing the part of Greg Pappy Boyington and his group of misfits known as the Black Sheep Squadron.
Who have lost our way.
And now Dan McCue lining up. You'll see this was a tailwheel aircraft that was very common but not exclusive to World War II with both fighters and bombers. He puts it on the two main wheels, keeps the tail up for forward visibility, because once that tail comes down, you can't see over the top of that large engine. You have to keep equal amounts of concrete off to the left and off to the right to know that you're on the center line.